Why I always say philosophy is the most important thing. What you can see here, great people, they did not study, they did not write, they did not do anything, but still they were the most important guys, most scholarly. They were great philosophers. So if you know philosophy, everything is going to be quite easy for you. Any question that you come across can get you answered automatically. It's all because you know philosophy. So once you develop philosophical insight, you can see what is unseen, what cannot be seen, invisible, you can see, and you can get any answer that you are looking for, any question they ask, you can answer. So it's such an easy job. Why do we want to learn information, the length of a bridge, the length of a river, whatever is there, that's important. But the most important thing is that how can you manipulate the information? If you can create a lot of new things out of information, that's really going to help you. So these are some great scholars. Socrates, you see, Socrates was a philosopher, Greek philosopher, and he was pioneer. He was born, you see, 2492 94 years ago, such a long period of time earlier. And after kind of 19 years, Hippocrates was born. Hippocrates was the founder of old medicine, and Socrates was the founder and father of Western philosophy. And the student of Plato was Aristotle. He was such a great scholar. He wrote so many books. So Socrates was the pioneer. He didn't have any education. He didn't go to school. He didn't go to any teacher. He didn't have nothing to learn from. All he did was he got philosophy, and how he did it is he thought a lot. Whatever comes before him, he used to ponder over. Like Newton at the below, you see that when the apple dropped, he was thinking why the apple dropped, and he discovered the gravitation theory. So it's all because of thinking. One may grow up philosophically with a lot of insights, can make any answer to any question automatically, and can do very good to any field that you have started. Suppose Socrates was given, or Aristotle was given, the burden of making a vaccine, coronavirus vaccine. He could have done perfectly, because even when he was not a medical student, he wrote a book on medicines. He wrote another book on astronomy. He wrote another book on politics. So he could have done the best, but the people who uh, had been working to make, to prepare vaccine for coronavirus, they were not that much efficient. Coronavirus vaccine was not efficient, boost one, boost two, boost three, boost four. Still, there were problems. So, the highest philosophy that you have should be recruited for inventing, creating something new. You have to understand that. So these scholars, you must understand that they were not ordinary people. They were scholars, they were philosophers. But in common people's eyes, they were simple persons. Socrates was something like a rickshaw puller. Nothing special. He had bulging eyes, and he had big belly, solid belly. He was not at all attractive. He was not a literator. He was not a writer. He was not a scholar, anything. It was not thought that he was such a great person. One day everybody could understand. So even when he did not go to school, did nothing, still he became the philosopher, the founder philosopher, the father of Western philosophy. So what I'm trying to tell you is that just learn philosophy. It matters whether if you have philosophical insight or not, you can be happy. Even when you have philosophical insight, you may not be happy. That's different. In terms of happiness, different. But a philosopher can make people happy, can solve problems of other people. So flowers do not bloom for their own necessity, but similarly, philosophy doesn't grow because of your own benefit. If you have philosophy, you can answer any question, you can see something that is not visible, right? So you see, he Socrates was born 2494 years ago, and after kind of 19 years, Hippocrates was born. He was the father of Western philosophy. Hippocrates was the father of modern old medicine. Aristotle, Plato. Plato was a kind of pupil of Socrates. Plato was a kind of a student of Socrates, but he was not that kind of academic student teacher relationship. It was just a matter of talking, talking. It's just a matter of getting together, staying together, like your friends. So they were like friends, elder and junior, right? So when Socrates learned philosophy, it was infused in Plato. So Plato got knowledge, philosophical knowledge from Socrates most likely, and Socrates was born 2453 years ago, which was something like 41 years later. Socrates was born, and Plato was running an academy, an education center, and there Aristotle was a student for 2 years, and after that he became the teacher. And at the death of Plato, Aristotle thought that he could be the principal of this institute, but unfortunately he was not named, and he did not like it. Something happened between him and Plato. Plato used to quarrel with Aristotle because Aristotle was thinking differently from Plato, but still Plato declared that the heart of academy was Aristotle, and all other students together are the body of the institute. So he found Aristotle the most learned person, and people, everything was fine with him, but there were idea related confrontations, quarrels. Like there was intellectual quarrel. It was not Cold War, but intellectual war. So what happened? And then Newton was not that many years earlier born. He was born 382 years ago, and he died at the age of 84. And Shakespeare was not that many years like that. He was born 451 years ago, and he died at the age of 52. Samuel Hahnemann, he just was born 270 years ago, and he died at the age of 88. That was fascinating. The longer life you have, the better it is for you to create. So at the age of 62, Aristotle died, and he wrote 400 books, in even 1000. We can say 400 books. He wrote one book on astronomy, another book on medicine. He wrote another book on poetry. So he was not no, he didn't have that education, very little education, 2 years student of Plato, and later became the teacher. And his lectures were put together, and made all these books. It is said there are 400 books in maybe 56 disciplines, a lot of different genres. Even when he doesn't know anything about astronomy, he became a great scholar. He wrote a book. Later, I just found that he made a lot of mistakes. It's true, he made a lot of mistakes, supposed to be. And he wrote a book on medicine. How can it be? He didn't study medical science, but still he became such a scholar in medical science that he wrote a book on medicine. And he was not a literature, he was not a student of literature. Still, he became such an intellectual literature seems that he wrote a book on poetics. So Samuel, and as I said, Newton, Shakespeare, he was not that much a scholar. He wrote 37 plays, and all those are masterpieces. Hamlet is the best drama, so Shakespeare was the greatest playwright, dramatist. And Newton, as I said, he found out the gravitation theory when he was probably sitting with his girlfriend, as history tells, ideas tell that. And the time the apple dropped, and he was surprised why the apple dropped downward, why not upwards, why not sidewards. So by that thinking, he discovered that the center of earth pulls everything, drags anything towards it, and that's why the apple drops on the soil. And Shakespeare, he was a page. He was not an important person. He was working in drama theater at the time. It was very popular. Queen Elizabeth II was very much fond of theaters. She used to visit a number of theaters all of a sudden. So because of her visit, a lot of people much encouraged to be involved in drama productions, the stage performance. So Shakespeare was working there, and little by little he became such an intelligent person. He wrote 37 plays, and Hamlet was his best work. And Samuel Hahnemann, he was a medical specialist, but he didn't like it anymore because he found that medical science do not cure the diseases. Medicines cannot cure the diseases. So he revolted against allopathy, and he became a scholar, and he created a new medical science, that is homeopathy. So here you see Hippocrates was a father of old medicine, and what I say is that lifestyle, he was father of lifestyle. The lifestyle you hear from different books and stories and internet, YouTube and TikTok and whatever, you find that but you understand Hippocrates actually created lifestyle. Thy food is thy medicine. You are what you eat, like that. His great words. And Samuel Hahnemann, he did not carry on as medical science specialist. He created another medical science, that is homeopathy. So it's all because of the knowledge of philosophy, and it's not from a teacher. If you study at a Oxford University, it doesn't mean that you're going to be a philosopher, as he was not educated. He didn't go to any school, nothing. Still, he became the father of Western philosophy. So you can also do the same. It's not because you can be happy with it, can help people. In Islam, scholars are getting more virtues even when they have been sleeping from after Isha prayers up to Fajr prayers, right? So even when a great scholar sleeps, still gets more virtues. And on the other hand, if a simple person obeyed in Arabic language, if he vigils, he stays all night, vigils, still he doesn't get as many virtues as a scholar who's been sleeping all the night after Isha prayers and up before a Fajr prayer. So knowledge is power. Information isn't powerful in that sense, but information is important. And if you can manipulate information, if you can use it properly, analyze properly, then you can become a philosopher. That's it for now. Thanks for